How do you protect a woman when you are in full control of her life? Isn't that imprisonment or captivity? Some men on podcast are saying they are not interested in protecting a woman if they cannot have control of that woman.
We really got to have a conversation about this. I heard a man say this, and if you're easily offended, you're not going to like what I have to say. Trigger warning. But I heard a man say on a podcast, he said, well, black women's biggest issue is that they say they want men's protection, but you can't protect what you can't control. And when I heard that, I was floored. I was like, that is the stupidest argument I've ever heard from a man about why he doesn't want to get married, why he doesn't want to deal with women. I mean, it's pure foolishness to me. Like, you do not have to control something in order to be willing to protect it, in order to be willing to risk your life, put your life on the line to protect your house, your wife, your children. You shouldn't have to seek control of something in order to risk or in order to grant it your protection. I thought you protected the things that you loved.
It's clear and very obvious that a lot of men out there don't understand what it means for a man to be protective. They mostly restrict it to just physical fight, physical protection. I don't think any woman in her right mind would want to have her man in such a situation, in a situation where he will have to fight people to protect her physically. That should be unsettling to her because she will be putting that man in harm's way. Why would any woman want to do that when she can easily call the police to come handle the situation?
The way that I view society now is we're entered into a generation where I quite frankly believe that women do not need men anymore for many things. A lot of men will argue the infrastructure that you work in is made by men, the roads that were paved on were made by men, and all these jobs and opportunities were created by men. Rightfully so, but the only reason why this societal structure was even made was by men. For the longest time, women were seen as nothing. If you look at the chart of like hierarchy when it comes to what is more valuable, back then you had the king, its nobles, then it goes down to having slaves and then women.
That's crazy.
So women were seen as less valuable than slaves. So that's why we were more dependent, because we associated the value to a man.
As a woman, when we speak of protection, it goes beyond physical protection. With physical protection, a man is not really needed for that anymore. We have the police that can handle the situation, or you can get yourself a little pium to deal with the situation. Here is exactly what women mean when they say they want protection from a man.
If a woman does not feel safe, if a woman has to take decisions, if a woman has to manage the life and has to plan for the future, if a woman has to provide, if a woman has to think of all these things, she's better off on her own because she can be married to herself. That's all I can care for. And sadly, a lot of men are losing their masculinity. But crazy enough, like they think a man is okay as long as he's big, he's got his body going on, he's got his looks and everything. They think that's what a man is. But I can get that done in Thailand for like 5,000 dirhams, to look exactly like you. That's not what a man is. A man is a man who takes care, provides, respects, acknowledges, listens, is there, is present. It gives you safety. And safety doesn't mean that if a dude wants to beat me up, you're going to go beat him up. That's not safety, Sure, great if you can do that. But safety as in like emotional safety, communication safety, giving me a safe space to be myself. And when that's not given to a woman, she changes. And then the man gets upset. Why are you changing? Why are you being cold? Well, that's because you're not being man enough. You're not doing what you have to do,
Making her feel safe is like one of the number one things.
That's why as a woman, you gotta identify when you're losing respect for that man, because things can happen. You can begin to lose respect for that man, and if you don't address it
right then, nip it in the bud,
then it will build resentment, and you will display it as disrespect in the relationship, and he will no longer keep you safe. And when you don't feel safe, it's some wrap it up. Wrap it up. Box it up.
A lot of men out there are incapable of giving women such protection, given that they love to give the bare minimum, and some of them don't really understand what it means to be protective in a relationship. They think it has to do with the whole physical protection. Tell me why a grown-up man will be hell-bent on controlling an adult woman and still expect that relationship to be conducive and healthy for him. All I see is cognitive dissonance. Most men are not in touch with reality. They want to eat their cake and have it. The way some men reason baffles me.
Can I put that on men's chest too? Is that the woman you want, or is that the woman who validates your ego because now you feel like you helping? Big dog, some of y'all be out here with f***ed up women just so you could say you fixed something. Just for you could say you leading something. Just for you could say you built something. Because a woman who got all her own together, you can't come in and have a plan for her. You feel?
When you say, if you had the preference,
yes,
you would like full control over your wife.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say that statement?
Well, I think that full control really was just basically I was embodying the simple fact that I know exactly what she can do or what she would do in every single situation. In a sense where there's no need for me to ever have to wonder what she is doing, what she would do, and what she's capable of. Does that make sense?
No. Yeah. I mean, I understand the words you're saying.
You're essentially saying you don't want your girl to have free will.
I didn't say I don't want. I said if I had to
prefer for her not to have it.
Yeah, but by prefer doesn't mean I'm seeking.
Yes, the fuck it does, Rico. That's literally what the fuck that means.
You got engaged twice and you still ain't get married.
Would you Would you let a woman control you?
What you mean? She probably won't control you. She just kept telling you, "I'm not with that stupid shit."
I'm asking you. Would you let a woman control you?
Who?
You.
No, but I will let a woman have a say so.
But you won't let her control you?
What you mean? If it's for the better of, if it helps better me.
So you would let a woman control you?
Not controlling. She can have a say so. That is some type of control
over you.
There's a difference.
She can have a say so over you.
No, she can have a say so. This is called respect. This is what I'm trying to tell you about respect. This is why shit don't get done because people don't have respect for other people's opinions.
She have a control over you. Would you allow that to happen?
She can have a say so, and I respect her opinion because if it's right, then I'm going to take in heed and bring it into my life. You see what I'm saying? This is like if your wife was to say something and be like, "No, baby, you don't need to do that. You need to do that." She's not controlling you. She's just saying this is something that can better you. And if you're naive enough to not listen to your wife, then that's your dumb ass.
Some men want to take control of a woman that has a life planned out already, that has got things working out for her. They want to take total control of her life, not because they really care or they want to make life easier for her, but because they are jealous. They want to feed their ego. They want to control. They want to impress people and also make her life miserable for her. Isn't that stupidity? Some men are selfish. They are after self-gain. A lot of men are wicked and jealous. Be careful. Here is a question that was being asked. Why are men being judged by the amount of money they have? What do you think the answer is? Obviously, the society. The society should be blamed for this. Let's watch this video.
Why do women judge men for how much money they make?
Because money is a defining feature of masculinity. And women did not make the rules. Patriarchy stipulated that a man is judged primarily based on his economic resources and his social status, which is often tied to his money. Women did not make the rules. Men made the rules. And that is why when you look at the sexual market value of males, as displayed on the screen right now, when you look at the sexual market value of men, two major factors play a dominant role, which is economic resources and social status. Women are not judged based on their economic resources. Look at the sexual market value for women. Finances make 3%. However, women are judged based on their looks and their age. That is why you see men on this app age shaming us, telling us, "Oh, once you hit 30, once you're 35, you hit a wall, no man wants you." Meanwhile, most of these men are broke and they don't have any money. Money is what makes a man, and that is a thing in the African community or in the African society. I come from Ghana, West Africa, and there's a proverb that sika ne berima. It means money is what makes a man. Also, have you ever seen men who are financially stable, men who have money, who come from a higher social status? Have you ever seen those men settle for a plus-size woman and a woman who is not conventionally attractive? No. Men do not settle. A man who has money and social status, they do not settle. They would go for a woman that their money can afford. However, women settle all the time. You will see a woman, she'll go like, "Oh, he doesn't have a job, he doesn't have any money, but I believe in him, he has potential." And a woman who is successful, who is educated, who has a good career would date a man who is not on her level financially. Because women are not defined by the money they have in their pocket. It is men who are defined by their pocket size or the money they have. You just need to observe how rich men or men who are financially comfortable and have a good social status, you just need to observe how they date. They do not reduce their standard. A man will not say, oh, you are plus size, you have a big stomach, you are not attractive, I'm going to be with you until you improve. No, he will go for the woman that his money and his social status can afford. However, you will see most women, they would date and marry a guy who doesn't have a job, who doesn't have a steady source of income, in the hopes that, oh, he will make it. Oh, I believe in his dreams and his potential. So yes, women did not make the rules. Men made the rules. And the two defining feature of being a man is having economic resources and coming from a higher social class. Ladies, be hypergamous. Go for a man who is better than you in terms of finances and in terms of social status. My name is Dr. Zita. I am a sociologist. This is a sociological analysis. If you're not following, guess what? Hit the follow button.
I'm not gonna be here for long.
Listen, if she leaves you at your lowest, bro, she's doing you a favor. Just look at it as a blessing in disguise, because she's just telling you, I'm not the one for you, because she's not. You got to come to a realization that there's two different types of women in the world. A woman that's going to be right there with you on the grind for you to try to win the race. Then there's going to be a woman at the end, at the finish line, that's waiting for you. You want that first one, bro.
The issue comes in when men like this want to change a woman's mind. So you want that kind of woman, but you want that kind of woman to want you, and you're mad that she doesn't, so you try to guilt trip her. You posted your videos to try to shame her. No woman owes it to you to settle for you. No woman owes it to you to love you unconditionally. What you're looking for is not a mate, you're looking for a mommy. Only your mother owes it to you to love you without conditions. Y'all want a woman who's down with you in the trenches. Find you a trenches kind of girl. And the funny part is, you want a woman who's down with you in the trenches while you're trying to build yourself up, but you want her to dig in the trenches with you with heels on and lingerie, because she got to be feminine. She got to be fit, feminine, and flirty, right? In the trenches. Y'all are still out here trying to convince women that being a ride or die is mutually beneficial, but too many women done rode and died and realize that it only benefits you. That as soon as you get a little bit of money, how you leave her. Like, y'all trying to convince women, like, you know what? No, just be with me while I have nothing. Too many of you are not loyal. Too many of you have left those women, betrayed those women. That's why people are like, no, I actually want a man to already be where he wants to be. I'm not trying to be with him while he gets himself together. Not every woman wants to be Barbara the Builder. Okay? Some women want a man that already took his time to establish himself before she came along. Some of y'all are willing to leave a woman for any little thing if she gained a little weight. Well, if you lose a little money, she could be gone too.
To be honest with you, relationship is a game, marriage is a game. Men are always gamed. They're always calculating. They're always analyzing. They're very calculative. Every move they make is calculated. Men are not like women that show humanity in relationship. Most men don't show humanity. Most men have strong hearts. Stone cold heart. They are mean. They are selfish and self-centered. You cannot show humanity to the next person if you're selfish and self-centered. A lot of women are selfless. That's why you can see them date men that have nothing. But men are selfish. Once they have something, they dump you and move to the woman of their dream. So most men lack humanity. Let me say this again. You cannot be humane. You cannot show humanity to the next person if you're selfish and self-centered. So that's why a lot of men struggle with being human in relationship. It's all about game for them, how to use people. If you're someone that is human, someone that is selfless, you cannot be with a man that is selfish and have a successful relationship. If you want to be in a relationship that you want to express yourself and be who you are and do for someone, I would advise you not to get into a relationship with people that are in this patriarchy program, because they're going to destroy you. They will use you and ruin you. If you read stories and ask questions about women that dated men that they are more successful than, a lot of the relationships did not end well. Of course, they have the ones that did well, but commonly they don't end well. Most of those men, they end up cheating on those women when they stand on their feet, when they finally stand on their feet and they have things working for them. That's when they will realize, oh, this is not my dream girl. I don't want to be with this person. Oh, she's controlling me. Oh, she wants to boss me around and all that. because they now have their own money. So if your aim is to win in a relationship with men, you need to be smart. You need to act smart men. You need to play the game they're playing. It's not my fault, it's not your fault, but the society's fault. They made relationship to be all about game. So you cannot be going into a relationship with a good heart and expecting the person you have chosen that is deep rooted into the patriarchy system to also treat you well. If a man is down there, if he's struggling, he should date women that are struggling. If he's in the trenches, he should date women that are in the trenches so they can build together and get out of the trenches. What does that tell you? They look for people that are way above them so they can use them as ladder to get out of the trenches. Men are very cunning and calculative. If they know that they want to get a woman that is way above them, they will package the whole love story. I love you, I fell in love with you, or the whole romantic love thing, which we know is all fairy tales, just to deceive women. That's your number one strategy. That's one of the tactics they use in getting women that are above their leg. Love, I love you, all this romantic love story and all that. Be vigilant.
Something we don't acknowledge on the left is that women aren't interested in mating with men who aren't economically viable.
Why do we hate those women? Because when it was reversed, when it was more men graduating from college, you didn't see women lining up to hate them. And now those young men look at those women, those successful women, and they look at them with anger, with fury. Explain this one to me.
So you're absolutely right. And when these men get isolated, they are more prone to misogynistic content. They're less likely to believe in climate change. They're more prone to the conspiracy theory. I want to be clear. No one has an obligation to service men who aren't having sex. No group has fallen further faster in our nation than young men.
We've spoken about this topic on women wanting to date men that are economically viable, and we had mixed reactions, people talking about different things. It was a polarized comment, if you get what I mean. The comment section was polarized, and I'm asking this question again. Do you think a woman should date a man in her class? Do you believe in all them romantic love, package love, love story and all that? I've also made a video on the romantic love scam and all that the system sold to us. I think women should be more logical and critical when it comes to relationship, because if you don't, you might end up in a bad relationship. For example, as a woman, if you have a good career, you have no business being with a man that is not on your level. Let's throw love out of the window. That's what they use to deceive people. That's what they use to uplift men that are in trenches. They use love to deceive women and move up to a different status when they don't even have. They end up using those women as ladders. So let's throw love out of the window. Let's say love does not exist. Would you want to go date a man that is way beneath you? A man that you will be the one to feed? A man that you'll be the one doing things for? Does that make sense logically? You're not supposed to be thinking about growing up, expanding your coast, and if you feel like doing charity, you should go out there and look for people that really need it, not the man you're dating as a charity case, because there's a way this human mind works. Once you start doing for them, especially men that have ego, they will start resenting you and start seeing you as a competition and start praying for your downfall. So you have to think about it. If you love to watch more videos like this, click this video to watch why some men will always lie to women in relationships and marriages, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching and bye.